Hello everyone, we've moved states, so the dialect has changed, so namaste everyone. Arrived in Andhra Pradesh this morning after a overnight train ride, which was pretty interesting. Guntur, I should say, is an amazing place. It's exactly like the movies. The traffic is chaos. The pollution, sanitation is as to be expected. But the people are really great, always smiling, big hearts. So it's been great. I've been loving it. Today we visited 4 different families / projects. The first was the drop-in centre / playgroup for vulnerable children. The thing that impacted me most about that was just seeing the size of the kids there. 13, 14-year-old boys who look like 8 or 9. They're just tiny, and even their voices, they're teenage boys and they sound like toddlers. They just so the main reason for that is just malnutrition. So their diet mainly consists of starch or rice, and they struggle to get a regular fruit or vegetable intake, and just the things that we take for granted in New Zealand. 5+ a day, they have no concept of that whatsoever. Shanti, the lady who's travelling with me from World Vision, Chennai, the head office, she was pushing the mum or the carer, grandmother of these 2 boys to get them to eat 3 eggs a week. She said, you must eat 3 eggs a week. And that's all their protein. They have no meat, just eggs, and they struggle to get fruit and veggies just because of the cost. So they're mainly dependent on rice. But in saying that, the kids, they just loved being at the play centre. There's heaps of musical instruments for them to play, and one of the staff from the Guntur office is teaching them how to play the drums, and so they all played me a song and sang me a song, so that was great. The second visit was to a lady who had been provided with the tools to start up a business. So she'd been bought 2 sewing machines and some racks for her saris and material, so she was making leggings and saris. And what struck me about her was just her drive, I guess. She was just really committed to making this business work. She had a real spirit of ingenuity. She was looking for the next thing she could do to make her business better, and I guess really epitomised the goal that World Vision have of giving people a hand up, not a hand out. World Vision had given her a hand up, and she was making the most of it. So that was a real story of hope. And then after that, it was probably a story of a real struggle, I guess. We visited a volunteer who was not in a good way. She was HIV positive, and she, because of that, had caught a fever because her body's immunity was very low, and she was just not in a good way. She was just very, very frail. She was young, maybe mid-30s, late 30s, but she was just very, very frail. And apparently normally they couldn't stop her. She'd just get up and you couldn't make her sit down. She'd be getting you tea or getting you food. But she could barely move, and she was putting blankets around her when we were sitting there talking with her. You could just tell that she just wanted to be well, and she couldn't be. So that was really hard. She showed me a book of happy memories in which her husband was featured, I guess, and she was telling us about him and was just in tears. So that was really hard. And after that we visited a local church where there was a number of pastors who were just speaking about issues in their community, their village, and I guess that was really encouraging too, just to see their heart for their communities, and the kids in their communities especially, that raised money to hire a bus to take the kids around to a beach, and they'd really gone out and they'd given money out of their own pockets, which I'm sure were not deep at all to start off with, for these children. And I guess it was a look into I guess the hearts of locals for their own people, and it wasn't something that World Vision were organising or an organisation was organising. It was something that locals had just I guess got their hands dirty and seen need, and then gone out to do something about it. And of course, I'm sure you are all wanting to see some pictures or video of the Guntur office receiving the camera, which we've bought for them, and we filmed that today. So there's a short film of that, and some other things, some traffic, and so tomorrow we'll get lots more video. Look forward to updating you tomorrow. See you soon.